Hello guys, and welcome again to a new video on this channel about sim racing in VR. It's always nice to have you back. Today we're gonna tackle this new but relatively known and famous tech called AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution, as you've probably figured out from the screen in front of your eyes and from the thumbnail of this video. As you know, AMD's new tech FSR has been used for regular 2D screens or regular 2D games, but recently has made it into VR also in lots of games. And recently, regarding sim racing, Assetto Corsa has been able to take advantage of that, using Content Manager for both monitors and VR. Now, what if I told you that you can use that same tech not only in Assetto Corsa but in all the rest of the sim racing games that use VR? Interesting, no? Okay, let's head straight into it. So first, let's take a look. What is AMD FSR? On their website, they say AMD FSR uses cutting-edge upscaling technologies to help boost your frame rates in select titles and deliver high-quality, high-resolution gaming experiences without having to upgrade to a new graphics card. That's very nice. If we want to go a bit deeper, I'm gonna open this page, which I'm gonna be linking in the description of this video. It's where we're gonna download the mod files that we were gonna be using. It says Fidelity FX Super Resolution is an upscaling technique developed by AMD, but it works on pretty much any graphics card, including NVIDIA cards. The idea of this is that the game internally renders to a lower resolution, thus saving GPU time and reaching higher FPS, as long as it's not bottlenecked by the CPU, obviously. The resulting lower resolution render is then upscaled to the target resolution by FSR, with the aim of restoring some of the lost details due to the lower resolution rendering. It does so in two steps, the first being the actual upscaling to the target resolution, where particular attention is paid to the edges in the lower resolution picture. The second step is a sharpening step to counter some of the blur introduced by the upscaling. Now, of course, FXR doesn't preserve the image quality 100%, but it's still much better than reducing the render scale within the game or within Steam, because that will affect the whole resolution and there will be no more upscaling. FSR will reduce that resolution and then scale it back up, so it probably will look a bit better. So yeah, not a big hit there on the visual quality. Also, let's not forget that in VR you need to have that absolute 90 or 120 or 144 FPS to match the headset refresh rate and not to feel sick, you know. So yeah, I think FSR in VR makes lots of sense. Just a small disclaimer, it seems that this method only works with Steam VR games and probably OpenVR only. So I have a Windows Mixed Reality headset, the Samsung Odyssey Plus. So I'm not sure if those method will work with Oculus family of headsets. I'm not sure if it works with that. And the third one, it will run with all Steam VR games. I'm gonna share this page with you in the description, and thanks to Mr. Holger Friedrich, I hope I didn't butcher his name, but I probably did. He's a German guy that made this mode, since Fidelity FX is open source. Thank you AMD for that, so modders and developers can benefit from it to make all sort of great things. Here he mentions how it's gonna be installed, all the configuration, how it works, about the rendering scale. I'm gonna be talking about that in a bit. You download it. I have it downloaded here in the downloads, and I've unzipped it. Of course, it contains only two files: openvr or underscore api.dll, openvr underscore mod.config. These files will be copied to the respective folders of each game we're gonna be modifying. So let's copy them, and now let's go to each game folder. First, I'm gonna be starting in alphabetical order but I'm gonna be leaving Dirt Rally 2.0 to the end, and I'm gonna tell you why in a bit. So, Assetto Corsa, as I said, I didn't tackle it, but you can give it a shot yourself by disabling the one on the content manager and applying the method we'll be talking about. There's also Assetto Corsa Competizione. You go to your Steam library file, Steam Apps, Common, ACC, Engine, Binaries, Third Party, OpenVR, OpenVR 1016, Windows 64, and there you have the files. I already copied those. Usually it's gonna be like this file only. You're not gonna paste the new files on top of it because you know, something might go wrong, you might lose your files. So it's recommended that you rename the original file to, let's say, .original.dll, and then you paste the new files, and now you open the configuration file. As I said, I will tackle a bit the settings here. So there's the render scale, which is the factor that will be multiplied by the native resolution that you will be, or that you will aim to render. Here I've used 0.77, which in AMD presets is equal to ultra quality. Quality is equal to 0.67, balanced is equal to 0.59, and performance is equal to 0.5. There's the sharpness factor between 0 and 1. The default is 0.9. I kept it at that. There's the radius, is like where you want the FSR to be applied within the image. You know, you don't need the FSR to be applied on your whole VR world around you. There's no need, you're not looking there. Wherever you look, there's like the middle circle in front of your eyes. That's where the FSR will be applied. By default it's 0.5. I've left it. You can read the description. There's also this method that applies a negative LOD bias to texture MIP levels, which also reduces the load on the GPU, so I have it enabled by default, and it didn't give me any issues. So yeah, you can play with that. You can change it to 0.65, you can use it to 0.7, you can play with it. And now when you run the game and SteamVR, it will look up this file which has FSR included, this DLL, and read the correct settings from this mod file. Now regarding Assetto Corsa Competizione, in my opinion it doesn't make lots of sense to use FSR, because the game already has a rendering scale and a VR density options and lots of other options that you can play with. I tried it, I didn't find lots of difference, especially when you increase the anti-aliasing method to ultra or to high, and you increase a bit the Steam VR density. It will not make lots of difference, but yeah, it works with ACC, so yeah, maybe you can give it a go and get some better results if you want. Now let's get into the other games quickly. Here's Automobilista 2. Automobilista 2 and Project Cars 2 use the same folder structure, so it's gonna be Steam library, Steam apps, common, Automobilista 2 x64, or in case of Project Cars 2, it will be Project Cars 2 x64. Also, you go here, you rename the original DLL to .original DLL, just in case, like a backup file, and then you paste the new files and you start the game. Check how you find it, increase the render scale if you find the quality too bad, or if you've hit your target, and reduce it if you didn't. Let's go about Race Room Racing Experience. The folder will be inside of Steam library, Steam apps, common, Race Room game. It's directly outside. Here it is, OpenVR_API. Rename it to original, paste the new files. With the Race Room Racing Experience, to be honest, I'm not sure this method gonna work, because Race Room is still DirectX 9. Maybe this method needs DirectX 11 and more, but yeah, you can try it anyways, nothing to lose there. R-Factor 2, also Steam library, Steam apps, common, R-Factor 2. Directly in the game folder you will find OpenVR_API.dll, rename that to original, and then paste the new files with and play with the configuration just as you go with it to reach the desired results. By the way, I don't use VR in all of my games. Somewhere here I will put a link to the video. And in that video I tackle the most asked question of all sim racing. Maybe it's like VR versus triple monitors versus ultra wide. It's a very long, comprehensive, detailed video, so I hope if you have that question in mind, maybe you want to check it. For all track racing games, like the games we've been mentioning now, I use my triple monitors. I only use VR in rally games like Dirt Rally 2.0 and Richard Burns Rally. Now back to our topic. So regarding Dirt Rally 2.0, since it's a rally game and it's a bit demanding on the GPU, I used to run the low rendering engine inside of the settings. It makes the game look awful. You don't see the rain, you don't see the water on the roads. Everything looks like a PS2 maybe game at best. And I had to reduce the settings also to low or very low just to keep that 90 FPS. Now with FSR enabled, applying this method has really gotten me some great results. I was able to jump from the regular low rendering engine to the high rendering engine, and I kept the low settings obviously, but they don't make lots of difference in this game. The main option that makes a huge difference in VR in Dirt Rally 2.0 is the rendering engine. So now with a factor of 0.77 equaling a ultra high FSR setting, I managed to be able to run it on the high rendering engine and keeping 90 FPS for most of the cases, but overall I'm pretty satisfied with it with Dirt Rally 2.0. In here you can see the game on the low rendering engine, and here you can see the game on the high rendering engine. As you can see, the difference is quite big. First of all, as you probably know, this method or this mode will not make miracles for you. It will not make your PC run every game at high settings, you know, and look great if you have a potato PC or anything like that. But it will really improve your experience in VR, especially as I already said that you will not be reducing the final resolution of the game. You'll just be changing the rendering resolution and then upscaling it back. So it looks much better than those other options. Also, it seems that this method will not be very beneficial for people who have high-end rigs like a 3080 or a 3090. Maybe they don't have any issues with that. But yeah, it could be a helping factor in the future, maybe with new games being more demanding. So yeah, I like it pretty much. Any any helping hand, any helping factor in VR is a welcomed factor. So yeah, why not give it a go, try it, see if you like it or not. I hope you liked this video. I hope that it helped you in your sim racing VR endeavors, and even in any other VR game you would like to benefit from a bit of a more performance from it. And yeah, thank you for watching guys, and see you later. Bye.